What's going on, everybody? My name is Khadirah Muhammad. I am the CEO of Omnipotent Capital. It's a private equity fund. I actually live in Detroit, Michigan now. We're pretty much all over the U.S. Um, Really, the first video on the channel. I'm actually really excited to do this. I'm usually like behind the scenes doing everything, and it's time that we actually start talking about this. And in particular, what I want this channel to be about is the process of us building our private equity fund, and really just showing you guys what I'm doing, how it's being done, how we're processing deals, what businesses are we looking at, and just when things go great, I want you guys to see, and when things don't go as good, I want you guys to see. Really just documenting the process, because it's not a lot of people talking about the private equity fund space, and I'm very interested in getting it started and bringing it to you all so you guys can consume it and maybe do it just like me. So first video is kind of nerve-wracking, but I definitely want to talk a little bit about myself and what we're looking at OPC. What are we looking at Omnipotent Capital? So to tell you guys more about myself, I am about to be 24 next month. Excited about that. I have owned the marketing arm of our company, really, Omnipotent Marketing. Also goes by local senior marketing. We specialize really in the senior care industry. And sorry for the lighting too. I don't know if it's showing up good on your end, but anyways, so I've owned our marketing portion for the company for the past like 2 years. We dive deep in the elder care niche, so not just healthcare as a whole, but elder care, specifically helping like home care agencies and whatnot get more deals, get more leads, more clients, and we're pretty good at it. With that being said, I've been in the entrepreneurship space for 6 years, right around that. Really got started when I had my first job ever. I was 18, and I had my job on campus. And the first week, I was a desk clerk at Kreischer A&B. I went to Bowling Green State University. Go Falcons! And I had my first job, and it was I don't know what it was about the job specifically, but I was like, I can't do this anymore. So ever since then, I've been trying to figure out, while I was in college, spending thousands, tens of thousands of dollars of my own money, not simply for college, but just learning outside of it, how to own my own company and run it. And as soon as I got out of college, actually earlier than that, like the semester before I graduated, I started my agency. We've been growing ever since. It's been great. And but what I always knew is that, number one, I never really thought I was an entrepreneur, really. I think it might shock a few people who know me personally. I particularly think I'm very good at just building companies and building businesses, and it's what I wanted to do. And so I just needed the avenue to do that. And so it started off with my agency, but I always wanted to own my own company, wanted to get the lighting, to own my own company, to own my own, a series of companies, really. And it's not just about acquiring companies, but more so about making deals and being able to have percentage, whether minority or majority stakes in companies, and being able to influence and bring value to them via marketing infrastructure and operational infrastructure as well, because that's what I'm pretty good at. The marketing strategies and deployment, being able to train teams, as well as the operational side of things, having an actual business that is running, and it's not just it's not just a hustle by the CEO, but it's actually something that can formulate and run on its own. And I have a pretty good eye at that. So, because that's pretty much where my current agency is right now. So that's always been the dream, owning my own company, building the agency first, just getting that up and going. And so now we are in the middle of creating Omnipotent Capital, where my focus there, and the focus as a whole for the company, is to look at the healthcare, manufacturing, and digital asset and technology industries, which I'm going to talk about right now. This is like the boring stuff, but I like the boring stuff, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. So when it comes to the healthcare side of things, it's a particular interest in the elder care, nursing care part of that industry. Another reason why we have a marketing agency specifically speaking to that area, right? Manufacturing, I've always had. I used to actually work at a marketing agency that we specialize in helping people in the industrial markets. I've used to work with clients who all they did was manufacture brass rods. That was literally what they did, and it's amazing to me to look at a company and that's all that they do. But yet, what they do is then, and it's so high in the supply chain, in the sense that you need these manufacturers in order to create these brass and copper and basically really brass and copper rods that then get put into buildings like the one that I'm in right now, and they touch every single part of everyday life, which you would never see them. Those are the small, seems insignificant, but so significant, so important, so integral to our economy. It's ridiculous how much these things touch us, in the sense that we consume them without even realizing. If you think about the copper and the copper that are in wires. By the way, I don't even know if copper is in wire. I'm just using it as an example. But how those are in every single wire that we have, and how many wires do we have in our homes alone? How many wires do we have in our living rooms alone? Right? So when you think about high in the supply chain, what is one part of it that's touching everything else? That's what I like about manufacturing. And so I used to work at a marketing agency prior to the one that we have now, in adjacent with Omnipotent Capital, where we work with people in the industrial markets. And so I got to see kind of the inside of that. I've worked with companies that are publicly traded on the stock market, or I did at the time when I was working with those marketing agency, working at that marketing agency, excuse me. And then the last part of this, of the kind of sectors that we're looking into, is the digital asset and technology sector, which is very new in the past a few decades alone. But the growth in that industry is amazing, and I'll probably talk about in multiple videos coming forward the significance of each of these sectors and why we chose them and what we're looking at in them, and what type of deals we're looking at, so you guys can see all of that. This is just kind of an introductory. The digital asset side of things, when I say digital assets, digital real estate, it's really has to do with websites. That's affiliate websites, content websites, e-commerce websites, blog websites, which are usually just content websites, even so much as YouTube channels, even so much as Facebook pages. These are really small things, right? But the market is very unregulated, and it's very, very free. The buying of a website that may make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, right, can go as high. I've seen them as high as 30x or more multiples on the monthly recurring revenue. Okay, so we could be buying a website 30x its monthly recurring revenue. So it could go as high as $90,000, $100,000, and that's just for maybe affiliate review websites, right? We're not even talking about e-commerce stores that have their own suppliers, own supplier agreements and contracts. It doesn't even include some of these huge YouTube channels that are nameless, and they're anonymous, and there's millions of subscribers, and so there's no face to it like this YouTube channel has, and it's getting its money from ad revenue from YouTube. There's a plethora of ways to use it. I have particular ideas myself, which I may share on the channel, may not, but it's something that's so interesting, and I've really already started, even prior to me officially creating Omnipotent Capital. I was already kind of diving a little bit, kind of dipping my toe in the water, buying certain websites, buying social media pages for different purposes. So I'm familiar with that space. I have my own properties that sometimes I'm interested in selling off. Sometimes I just keep them. Just depends on what they are. So I have interest, and I have some experience in that space as well. I love looking at that space. Oh, SaaS products as well, software as a service. I've never really been. I've never actually looked into a SaaS deal, but that's something I'd be interested in looking at, depending on what it is. So those three markets: healthcare, specifically elder care, manufacturing, excuse me, and as well as digital assets and digital technology spaces. Those sectors are the three main sectors that Omnipotent Capital intends to invest in and raise funding for certain deals in, right? So it's exciting. It's so exciting. All three of these sectors are spaces I have touched in at some point in some way, shape, or form, especially on the marketing side of things. And so, as you guys are going to see on the channel, these are going to develop and we'll be able to look at these deals. And I'll be showing you guys my thought process of why I look at a certain deal over another one, why I say no, why I say yes, why am I putting in a letter of intent, what's in this prospectus that makes it kind of interesting for me to look at, or whatever, what can be there, let me say it like that, what can be there that makes it kind of interesting for me to look a little bit deeper in, depending on what it is. So all these things are so exciting. I love the boring stuff. Sometimes it's boring to a lot of people. I like the boring because the boring is where all the value is in. So that's our first episode, I guess, for these things. Our first video. I'm super excited to record more of these and show you guys my thought process and whatnot. If you would like to watch more of these, you want to get notified about these, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, comment, and share the video as well. Go ahead and hit that bell notification, okay? But also, if sometimes I've hit that bell notification on a lot of the channels, and I never get notified. So if you definitely want to get notified when we drop a video, please click the link below and sign up to be a subscriber and on our newsletter and email list. And so whenever we drop a video, you'll be notified via email as well. And we'll be able to let you know when these things are happening. If you're also interested in not just being an email list subscriber to be notified by the YouTube channel, but if you also just generally want to be notified when we drop different pieces of content that isn't for YouTube, but it is for the email list. Different pieces of content when it goes a little bit deeper, and you just kind of want to learn more, you want to be an investor, or you want to learn, you have a deal for us, please go ahead and click the link below, go to our website, and just sign up in the contact form, and you'll be able to just sign up right then and there. We'll be able to talk. And if you want to talk to me directly, again, you can click the link in the description and go to our website, and you'll be able to go there and see our email address and be able to talk to us. So I'm happy to talk to anybody who wants to learn more about what we do and just figure out, maybe there's a way that we can help each other out and have a good deal going on. So thank you guys for watching this. Again, this is Khadirah Muhammad from Omnipotent Capital. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks.